Coming up, Border Patrol agents are already in New Orleans making arrests. We'll have the latest on Operation Swamp Sweep. Also, Border Patrol's presence producing passionate and even chaotic activism, but also staunch support for law enforcement. We'll have both sides of that. And a new state law that aims to protect those agents making arrests is challenged in court. The state's Attorney General defends it.
From your local election headquarters, here is This Week in Louisiana Politics.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Fred Childers. Thanks for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Politics on your local election headquarters. As you might have guessed, we have a lot to cover, so let's get into this. This week, around 250 federal border agents came to Louisiana to launch a months-long immigration crackdown, also dubbed Operation Swamp Sweep, in southeast Louisiana and into Mississippi. Agents plan on arresting around 5,000 people in an immigration crackdown that's supposed to last 2 months. Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bonvino is in charge of the operation. He has been the White House's go-to guy for large-scale immigration crackdowns. A protest in New Orleans against the Catahoula Crunch Crackdown. That's another named operation in southwest Louisiana, and it's resulted in a very heated city council meeting on Thursday. WGNO reporter Kenny Lopez was there and has the story.
Dozens of activists showed up here at New Orleans City Hall to stand up to Mayor-elect Helena Moreno and the New Orleans City Council, wanting them to stand up to ICE and Border Patrol.
United will never be defeated!
Immigration protesters were removed by NOPD officers from City Council chambers, some carried out with their feet in the air.
Everybody exit out the back, please. Whose house? Our house!
This after a heated public comment session between protesters and Mayor-elect Helena Moreno and the New Orleans City Council.
At this time, I move to suspend public comment on this item. 7 yeas, no nays, public comment suspended. We're on recess.
The chanting and yelling forced City Council to take a recess.
You have to leave, exit.
These immigration activists were here voicing their concerns over the immigration crackdown known as Catahoula Crunch.
They need City Council to step up and do more. All they've done is say, they're coming, here's what you should do is carry your passport. That's unacceptable. They need to do more than that, and it's not just undocumented people. It's people who are green card holders. It's actually black and brown Americans who are gonna suffer indiscriminate racial profiling, violent arrests, family separation.
We're demanding that City Council pass an ordinance creating ICE-free zones on any city property.
They're coming here and they want to separate and snatch as many as 5,000 human beings from our greater city. That is unacceptable, and we will feel it.
In the meantime, the council has set up an online portal for citizens to report potential abuse from federal immigration officers. But activists say it's still not enough.
You have to leave, exit.
Please stop. We want the City Council to take a stand like other cities have.
You have to leave. You have to leave, exit.
From New Orleans City Hall, I'm Kenny Lopez.
Some city leaders in New Orleans say the target of 5,000 arrests is unrealistic and would require detaining more than just violent offenders. Others say, however, if you're going after violent offenders in these sweeps, more power to you. U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy from Louisiana tells us if that's the goal, he's in full support of Operation Swamp Sweep.
If you're in there, if you're a member of a gang, if you're from Venezuela and you're part of Trinidad, we want you swept up. I think there's 100% approval. Let's get those people off our streets. I want it ideally to be focused on those people.
He goes on to say it's also important to continue cracking down on the border itself to keep violent offenders from coming into the country. A federal judge handed the state a win in the lawsuit challenging a new immigration law aimed at enforcement. Act 399 had passed out of the regular legislative session earlier this year with a stated purpose of preventing the interfering of federal immigration law enforcement during their operations. The ACLU filed a lawsuit calling it vague, overbroad, and meant to chill free speech. On Thursday, a judge denied the ACLU's request for a restraining order against the state to stop these operations. Attorney General Liz Murrill defends the law. She released this statement. It reads, It became apparent at the hearing today that the ACLU filed a lawsuit over nothing. There is no First Amendment problem with Act 399. And you might recall, Merle has issued this warning ahead of the sweeps. Quote, individuals who interfere with ICE, Border Patrol, or assault law enforcement are committing a state crime and will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. We're going to continue our coverage of the Border Patrol's operations in South Louisiana. You've heard what activists, the AG, and Senator Cassidy have to say about them. But up next, I'll talk with an immigration attorney here in Louisiana who says he's ready to represent those who might get swept up in these operations.